Yes. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome back to the Bhagavad Gita. Not Bhagavad Gita, I'm so used to saying Bhagavad Gita, but we are going to have this Sri Ram uh, Puri Yatra discussion and orientation. Yesterday we discussed briefly about how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent most of his time in Jagannath Puri. And Jagannath Puri, he spent almost 18 years of his life. Out of 48 years, 18 years he was in Puri Jagannath. And in that, from 30 to 36 years, he was actually preaching to the locals there in Puri. And then from 37 to 48, almost 12 years, he was totally absorbed in internalizing the bhakti, and he was internally fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness. And many wonderful pastimes have happened. The deeper concepts and the deeper emotions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his bhakti towards Krishna, all that we will understand when we actually go there, because there are many wonderful things. And when we are in Dham, we will be able to relish it more and also appreciate those moods when we are in Dham, right? But this is an overview, quick overview that we are having so that we all understand how important it is to know these glories of Puri Jagannath. Achyutanji, thank you so much for joining. And this is very, very important for all of us to know about Jagannath Puri before we actually go there. And today, before we actually start, let's begin with the pranam mantras, and then we will all together understand the pastimes of Jagannath Puri, a small aspect of it. Okay, so all of you kindly join your palms and chant along with me the Prabhupada pranam mantras. Then we will also chant the pranam mantras for Jagannath. Okay. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyat Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We also have Jagannath Pranam. Let us chant together. नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्याम जगन्नाथाय ते नमः देव देव जगन्नाथा प्रपन्नार्ति विनाशना त्राहि मां पुण्डरीकाक्ष पतितां भवसागरे नमस्ते जगदाधार जगत् आत्मन्नमोऽस्तु ते कैवल्यत्रिगुणातीत गुणाञ्जननमोऽस्तु ते करुणामृतपाठोऽध्ये सुधाम्ने नमो नमः दीनोद्धारैकगुह्याय कृपापाठोदये नमः परित्राहि जगन्नाथा दीनबन्धो नमोऽस्तु ते निस्तीर्णोऽहं भवं बोधिं प्राप्य त्वं तरणिं सुखाम् नमस्ते हलदग्रामा नमस्ते मुशलायुधा नमस्ते रेवतीकान्ता नमस्ते भक्तवत्सला नमस्ते बलिनां श्रेष्ठा नमस्ते धरणीधरा प्रलम्बरे नमस्तेस्तु त्राहि मां कृष्ण पूर्वजा देवि त्वं विष्णुमायापि मोहयन्ती चराचरम् हृत्पद्मासनः संस्थसि विष्णुभावानुसारिणी जय देवी भक्तिधात्री प्रसीद परमेश्वरी जय देवी सुभद्रे त्वं सर्वेषां भद्रदायिनी सुदर्शन महाज्वाला कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभा अज्ञानन्दस्य मे नित्यं विष्णुर्मार्गं प्रदर्शय नमस्ते नित्यविलस वैष्णवस्त्रा निकेतन आवार्य वीर्यं यद्रूपं विष्णुस्तत् प्रणमाम्यहम् हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Welcome to this discussion of Puri Dham Yatra. Thank you so much for joining. We will have a very quick discussion on very important aspect of Puri. And this is a very central activity of Jagannath Puri, and that is the Mahaprasadam of Jagannath Puri. There is nothing like Jagannath Mahaprasadam. So, when we talk about Prasadam, the first thing also that comes to know or we should understand is that what is this kitchen made up of? How is this kitchen designed? We should know the intricacies of the kitchen, the very special kitchen of Lakshmi Devi, which is there within the premises of the temple of Jagannath Puri. And this is a very, very wonderful, mysterious kitchen, and we should know about this kitchen. This kitchen is very, very special because Lakshmi Devi, the consort of Narayana, she personally performs all the regular activities in the kitchen, and she ensures that Lord Jagannatha gets the best of the best foods. So this is very, very special. So Lakshmi Devi is personally present in the kitchen and she cooks for all the devotees there and especially for the pleasure of the Lord. Very special. Now, in this kitchen, which is almost spread across 1 acre, this whole kitchen is about 1 acre. Now, the kitchen that we are going to have in Vaikunta Hill here in Bangalore in the future, which is already coming up, the kitchen here is also about 1 acre. So we are going to have a similar, at least in this terms of size, we will have a similar kitchen here, which is spread across 1 acre. So it's very, very special, a very magnificent, very big kitchen is going to come up in Vaikunta Hill also. Hare Krishna Dev. So this kitchen in Puri Jagannath, it has amazing things, some details which are there, which you should know. And when we actually visit there, we will also have a quiz competition so that let us see who will win the prize. Okay. So in this whole kitchen, which is spread across 1 acre, there are 752 stoves. In their terms, they call them as chulas. And each chula is about 3 feet by 4 feet. So the chula, which is made up of, is the mud and clay. There are about 752 chulas made up of 3 by 4 size. And there are about 600 cooks there. Spread many cooks are there. About 600 cooks are there, and about 1,000 laborers, helpers in the kitchen. So the daily activity in the kitchen is always buzzing. And as the standard goes, there is no onion, garlic, chilies, or any of such things are not used in the kitchen. There are many other things which we will understand a little later. So this is on the southeast corner of the temple. Again, the temple is built as per Vastu, and there are many more things which we will understand when we go there. So it's an amazing temple, and all the temples generally are actually built. The ancient temples are built as per the standards of Vastu. So they don't use chilies, they don't use onion, garlic, they don't use potatoes, they don't use uh, cabbage, they don't have any such these modern vegetables that we talk about, tomatoes. All these are all foreign to Puri. They don't use all these things, but still they prepare using the local vegetables which are available, and the varieties are amazing. There is black cumin, there is nutmeg, and all these different varieties of masalas, and they they are following this since more than 2000 years. These cooking standards have not changed. The parampara is as it is. The standards are maintained in the last 2000 years. There is no change. Absolutely the same procedure is being followed. There is nothing changed. The system, the process is same. So it is very, very special, because here Jagannatha, before the cooking begins, every morning there is a yagna that happens. Every morning in the kitchen premises there is a yagna, and after that yagna is performed, that yagna fire, the stick is taken from the yagna kunda, and that is used to light all the 752 stoves in Jagannath Puri. It's a very unique thing. Very, very unique thing. Now, once all these chulas are lit up by the main head cooks, which are very special, so they know the process very well. And then, when this is lit, the process is done, then the cooking process is also very unique there, because Jagannath Bhoga is prepared in a tantric way. It's very tantric in nature. It's tantra is used there. The system of tantra in cooking. Why? Because in each chula, on each chula, there are 9 pots kept one above the other. 9 pots which represent the different devatas: Lakshmi, Narayana, Agni, Shiva, Indra, Vishnu, Brahma, Surya, Chandra. These are 9 pots which are kept, and all of them are kept one above the other, stacked up one above the other. Very, very special. And when they are kept like that, it is believed, and it is also very true, that all of कुकर में या जो भी कढ़ाई में जो भी है, और उसमें से जो है हम लोग, भगवान का एक सेपरेट थाली है, उस थाली में हम लोग अलग अलग करके हम लोग रखते हैं, और भगवान के सामने हम लोग उसको नैवेद्य करते हैं तुलसी डालने के बाद, है ना. बट वहां पे जगन्नाथपुरी में ऐसे नहीं होता है. जगन्नाथपुरी में जितने भी पॉट्स, मतलब जो एक्चुअल कुक्ड है, वो सभी मड पॉट्स में होता है. ऑल द कुकिंग इज डन इन मड पॉट्स इवन नाउ, एंड ऑल दिस मड पॉट्स are not, the food is not transferred from one place to another vessel. No, nothing of that sort happens there. So the whole pot is taken, and then there are different helpers. We will understand more about them. They carry the whole pot, stack up again. They stack up 2 or 3, they tie it to the stick. The stick has 2 strings attached, and they connect these pots to the strings and keep one above the other, and they carry them on the shoulder to the Bhogamantapa. So they are very, very powerful, and this is a lifetime seva for them. Once they get into the seva, it's a lifetime seva. They will be doing only that until their death, until they become weak. They continue this seva. It is a permanent job for them. This is, even now the system is followed, and there is a very beautiful system. They all carry this Jagannath, and they do it with a lot of care and attention, and they are very quick and fast when they are transferring. And all these big pots are taken to the Bhogamantapa, and hundreds of pots are kept before the Lord, and everything is offered together. And when Lakshmi Devi offers all these things to Jagannatha, Jagannatha relishes that, and then it is given to Bimla Devi. Bimla Devi is none other than Durga Devi. So there she is called Bimla Devi. So Bimla Devi is then the first recipient of this Mahaprasadam, and then it goes to everyone in the public. So this is how Jagannatha actually relishes the prasadam, and every day there is chappan bhog that is offered. Now it's very special. You should note down all these things, because when the chappan bhog is offered, in that chappan bhog there are nine rice preparations, nine varieties of rice, different types of flavored rices are there. So that will be about nine rice varieties are there, 14 sabjis and curries. So 14 sabjis and curries will be there. 9 milk preparations will be there. 11 sweets will be there. There'll be 13 cakes, pancakes and patties. All these things. And every day, these are all different varieties they try out, and they have a set menu. They know what to prepare. Only using those ingredients they prepare. That is how it goes on. So 9 rice, 14 sabjis, 9 milk preparations, and then 11 sweets and 13 cakes, pancakes and patties. And one or two items left out, they actually make some other items and make it chappan bhog. Every day 56 items are there. Now there is variety of food. Jagannath Puri means variety of food. So we'll be going to Anand Bazar. So after Bimla Devi takes and the Pandas they take the prasadam, then the prasadam actually goes to Anand Bazar. Anand Bazar is a it's a food market. It's like a, I should not say food market, it's like a food court. We have all these food courts in the malls. So in the temple there is a food court where you can actually purchase. And oh, amazing! The dal, the taste, and sometimes they make this uh, dates chutney, and they have this rabdi and that rice. My mouth is already watering now. It's so amazing. The dal especially is so very nice, so special. It is very very tasty. The Jagannath prasadam is amazing there, and they have some sweets, laddus and all those things. The khaja is very special. So like that, chappan bhog is offered, and generally, other than that, there'll be plain rice, ghee rice, there'll be dry sweets, yogurt, many more. All these items will be offered to Lord Jagannatha, and he enjoys every day. He thoroughly enjoys this chappan bhog. Very special. Constantly, he's been fed that chappan bhog. So this is about the different things that are offered to the Lord. Now, there are different times the bhoga is offered. So, early morning, 8 a.m., there is one bhoga that gets offered. And then there is 10 a.m., there is a bhoga offering. 12:30 p.m., there is another offering. And then 7 p.m. and 11:15 p.m. So, morning, it is the Gopal Vallabha Bhoga, it is called. Sakala Bhoga, it is called. The next one at 10 a.m. Then there is Bhoga Mandapa. There is a huge preparation. All these are being given. Then Madhyama Bhoga, Shayana Bhoga, and Bada Sringara Bhoga. That Bada Sringara Bhoga, that is done in the night time, last Bhoga of the Lord. And then after that Bhoga, there is a nritya that happens. There is a dance performed by the Devadasis. Of course, now there are no Devadasis. I think there is only one old Devadasi who is very old, and probably she is the last Devadasi still residing. So I don't think there will be any more Devadasis, because the systems, the times have changed. The Kali Yuga has begun. But earlier there were a system of choosing that I will let you know how the Devadasis were chosen to be a part of the temple. So they actually, these Devadasis, they performed nritya there. So that we will discuss later. But today we're discussing about the kitchen aspect, right? So these are Gopala Vallabha Bhoga, there is Sakala Bhoga, then there is Madhyama Bhoga, there is Shayana Bhoga, there is Bada Shringara Bhoga. So all these different items are offered, and sometimes, of course, the time may vary by 30 minutes and half an hour and all those things. It might vary according to the pandas, this thing. It depends. They are not like fixed at this time it has to offer. Some plus and minus will happen there. So Jagannath Swami's first bhoga, when they offer in the morning, it actually has some milk sweets. Even now in our temple also, early morning we offer some milk sweets. Either it is rabdi or it is, rasmalai, or some doodh pedas. Generally, these kind of items are offered when the Lord wakes up early in the morning. So this is what is offered to the Lord early morning. So milk sweets, fruits, butter, mishri, all that is given to the Lord, and sometimes that coconut malai that is also given in the morning. And in the Puri Jagannath, the Sakala Bhoja, that is the Raj Bhoga, in the afternoon time, that has varieties of preparation of black gram and many wonderful things are there. I think only when we go there we'll get to know the varieties more detail. We can actually see them also. A lot of dal, sabji, like I told you, 9 varieties of rice and 14 sabjis, 11 sweets. All those varieties will be there. A lot of things will be there. So, and the important thing is this whole kitchen runs without electricity. There is no electricity within the kitchen. The kitchen is lit up by all oil lamps, and the cooking is done by natural firewood, and all the big rathas that are built, the rathas, the wood after the Rath Yatra, the wood from the ratha is taken and used for cooking later on. So there is no electricity within the kitchen. Absolutely no electricity. And I have seen once when I had gone during the Rath Yatra, we had got a chance to go and look at this kitchen. They don't actually have a mixie grinder. They don't grind, or they don't have go flour mill and they get the atta done. No electricity. They make atta manually. So there will be on big grinding motor. They put all the anaj वहां पे डाल देते हैं. वहां पे अनाज जो ग्रेन्स है, जो भी गेहूं और अलग दाना, जो भी कुछ जिनको आटा बनाना होता है जिनका, तो वो सब वहां पे वो ग्राइंडिंग मोटर होता है. और इंसान मतलब 1-2 लोग होते हैं, उस चक्की को मैन्युअली घूम घूम के पीसते वो लोग, और उससे जो निकलता है वो लोग उसको कुकिंग में यूज करते हैं. आप सोचो कि कितना कितना केजी उनको यूज करना पड़ता है और कितना वो लोग बनाते होंगे. और ये सिस्टम अभी भी फॉलो हो रहा है. वहां पे हम लोग जाते हैं तो वहां पे कोई इलेक्ट्रिसिटी यूज नहीं होता है. और रात में भी अगर दिया लगाना है तो नो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, देयर आर नो लाइट्स, एवरीथिंग इज नेचुरल, ऑयल इज यूज्ड. So, so Achyutan is saying yes, he's looking forward to have that Mahaprasadam. Definitely, even I'm waiting for it now. So there are many wonderful things about prasadam. So there is no electricity now. Just imagine today, the homemakers at home. If there is no electricity, no mixie grinder, they're gone. They can't cook only. It's so difficult today for anybody without any mixie grinder. Even in our kitchen, we have to cook so much for just 100, 200 people. And we need to have so many machinery. There is no machinery there. Absolutely no machinery. Everything machinery is there, but it's an ancient machinery without any electricity. Everything is manual machines. Oh, that is so powerful. Just imagine how they must be cooking. And the interesting part of Jagannath Puri kitchen is that in a day's notice, if you just give them 1 day notice, the cooks there that cook for at least 1,000 people, or sorry, not 1,000, 10,000 people. Can you imagine? Just in a day's notice, they can actually cook for 10,000 people. That is the capacity of the kitchen in Jagannath Puri. So much they can cook. Amazing capacity they have. So they are very experts, very experts in cooking. So this is how these varieties of preparations are done. Amazing preparations are done. And it's all happening very mysteriously. Very mysteriously. We should really witness when we go there, if possible. There are some amazing people to meet also. The kitchen people, one of the kitchen panda, he had mentioned that if at all somebody has to become a cook, the first prerequisite is that he should depend on the Lord, and he should constantly be chanting the holy name of the Lord Jagannatha. And they have a lot of process of being clean. Unclean people cannot get inside the kitchen. And the water is used from the wells. You can imagine for thousands of years, the well is still supplying water. They don't take any other water. Water from those wells only, which is there within the precinct of that kitchen. They take water manually, and that water is only used for cooking. There is no other water source. So can you imagine? And it is still not dry. The well is still not dry. It is all very mysterious. So Jagannath temple itself is a mystery. There are some things which are beyond our conception. Even at this in Kali Yuga, at this modern times, people are still following that. It is very difficult to believe, but people do that, and it is still going on. So Jagannath's presence is very powerful. Lakshmi Devi's presence is very powerful. After all, it is not an ordinary kitchen; it is Lakshmi Devi's kitchen. It runs like that. It and each, the whole 1 acre is divided into 9 kitchens. There are totally 9 kitchens there. I mean, sub kitchens, you can say, and two of them are like about 2,500 square feet, and slightly bigger and smaller. You'll find the cutting, chopping, grinding, all this is done before these kitchens. So there is like an angan there. In that angan, all this pre-preparations for the vegetables and all that happens in that angan. And close by there is the Jagannath, I mean Puri library. On top of that, if you go, you can actually look or see, get a glimpse of that angan only. Rest everything is not visible. Only that angan, few people, here and there working, you will see the vegetable cutting. Otherwise, actually, nobody can see the kitchen. Nobody can see the kitchen. Kitchen can be seen only when Jagannath goes out to Gundija temple. During Rath Yatra, he goes out, right, to Gundija temple. That time, Lakshmi Devi becomes very angry. So when she becomes so angry, she goes and breaks off all the 752 chulas. When we went there, all the chulas were broken. All the 752 chulas, they break. The Lakshmi Pandas, they go and break off all that because Jagannath has left and Lakshmi Devi is angry. So kitchen is all gone. Again, when the Jagannath returns back, Lakshmi Devi is pacified, then they rebuild. All the 752 kitchen, all the stoves are rebuilt again. So this is how the process is going on even now till date. So that is how it is so special that even till date, the water which is used is from the temple precinct, and at the same time, the pandas who are there, they are constantly ensuring the cleanliness aspects and all the different wonderful preparations. That Chappan Bhog is done very mysteriously, even now. So it is for us, modern people, it is something very, very hypothetical situation. We can't imagine. This is looks like some fantasy world for us, because how can people cook like this for thousands of people without electricity? So this is something we can understand and know only when we actually are physically present there and see how these things are done. And these people are very strong. Some of the pandas, I told you, those who are actually carrying those big pots of prasadam, they are really massive, and they really take it so with love and affection for the Lord that it goes on as parampara. People are doing this for every aspect. There is a proper parampara that is followed, and best part is everybody in the kitchen is trained. They all get trained. The family lineage continues. There is a parampara that continues on how to serve. This is how it is. Lot of training goes on. Kitchen staff training is an amazing thing. I just want to share quick things about. So, like I told you earlier, there are about 1,000 men. They work in the kitchen daily. 1,000 people, and 500, they attain the status of executive chef. Everyone. There are executive chefs there. These executive chefs are called swaras. You can make a note of this. These executive chefs are called swaras. And these are the people who are allowed to cook on the stoves. Only the swaras, the executive chefs, are the one who are allowed to work on the stoves. Nobody else can go close to the stoves. Only those who are swaras, attain that status of swaras, they can go. And these, there are about 300 assistants to these swaras, 300 assistants. And these people, assistants, are called Joginias. Joginias are Swaras have assistants called Joginiyas. There is a master chef and there are assistant chef. There is a head cook and there is a assistant cook. So the Swaras have assistants called Joginiyas. So these Joginiyas, they are also assisting and they are allowed to enter into the kitchen. I mean, the Swaras are there and the Joginiyas, they both can enter the kitchen, but on the stove, only the Swaras will be doing. These other people can only assist them in small little things in the kitchen, and they light the fires or sometimes fetch the water from the temple wells, and uh, and about 200 people are there, assistants. Again, they are second string. There is first string, there is a second string, they are Joganiyas, and the next sub assistants or helpers, next level, is called the Tuniyas. So there are Swaras, there are Joginiyas, and there are Tuniyas. So Tuniyas is the second string of assistants, and these Tuniyas are not allowed in the kitchen area where they can actually get into the kitchen premises. I mean, where the actual cooking happens. These Tuniyas are not allowed there. So, but they can, in the front, in the angan there, they are busy engaged in preparing the ingredients, cutting the vegetables, grating the fresh coconut, all these stone grinding. I told you about stone grinding. All this is done by the Tuniyas. Making the ginger paste, spice blends, all these different varieties of things that they make. These are done by the Tuniyas. These are the second level of thing. And then, like I told you, there are special, staff for transferring the bhoga. Those who are transporting these pots, the complete pots to the Bhogaswara. These people are called the Mahaswaras. The people who actually transport all these pots from the kitchen to the Bhoga Mandapa, they are called Mahaswaras. And these Mahaswaras, they, like I told you, there is a stick, they have a rope, and they have those knots tied to them, and they keep them one above the other, and they transfer them. And when they carry that bamboo stick also, the pots will be like bobbing, one, because you're walking so fast. And amazingly, when they carry these pots, nothing is spilled out. They walk a distance, not a small distance, quite a distance actually, but then nothing actually falls on the ground. They carry it so amazingly, they are so quick, they are so expert in carrying, and amazingly they go. And there is a rule: if at all while carrying the pots, if a dog enters anywhere, they see the dog, then the whole prasadam is gone. They just throw it, they don't offer it to the Lord. That's why in Jagannath Puri, there is a huge security that they don't allow any dog coming inside. They don't just allow anyone to come inside. That is how it is. Very, very powerful. They just don't allow. It's very special. Why it's special? Because they know the standards that before the law, all those things. But here comes that gone. That prasadam is not offered to the Lord. They're so strict about it. And it's a huge, massive quantity. So these are very rhythmically, and when they carry those pots also, they go in a rhythm. It's very rhythmically they go, and they're all Brahmin initiated. They are one of the pandas. The main important principles of the kitchen seva, the temple deities, is that these people should maintain high standards of cleanliness, number one. And the most important thing of these people's service is they should be chanting Jagannath's name all the time. This is very important. All the Sevakartas, they actually chant the holy name. And these Mahaswaras, the Mahaswaras are permitted to have sufficient food before they start their service. Because they have to carry so much, they are allowed to eat prasadam. First you eat nicely and then you do your seva. So that is how in Jagannath Puri, Mahaswaras, they eat nicely before they seva, and then they carry these pots to do their seva. So they are carried. I mean, the prasadam means the previous prasadam, not the bhoga, but the prasadam. They eat the prasadam. What they carry is the bhoga to Lord Jagannatha. Right? So, but they are allowed to have nice prasadam first. They are nicely fit and fine, fully satisfied, and then they do this svara. So Mahaswaras are actually allowed to eat prasadam before they do the seva. So there are swaras, the main cooks, the assistant cooks are called Joginiyas, Tuniyas are the second string of assistants, and then there is this Mahaswaras who carry this. Right? So this is very interesting दीज आर सो मेनी ब्यूटीफुल एस्पेक्ट्स। हम लोग इतना सब जान सकते हैं यहाँ पे, इस किचन के बारे में इतना हम लोग सुन सकते हैं। देखो जगन्नाथपुरी का जो जगन्नाथ का किचन है इतना फेमस है ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड। बाय द वे, हम लोग अभी सोचते हैं कि बस अभी हम कहीं भी जाएंगे, मंदिर, इस्कॉन मंदिर जाएंगे, हमको प्रसादम मिल जाता है। एक्चुअली प्रसादम जो है वो इस दुनिया में इतना इजीली अवेलेबल नहीं था पहले। पूरे विश्व में प्रसादम जो है वो अवेलेबल नहीं था। तो कैसे आया इस यूनिवर्स में प्रसादम, कैसे आया, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है हमको ये लिए। फिर कैसे आया? हाँ, ये बहुत संवाद हुआ। उस संवाद को नारद मुनि ने सुना, और उस संवाद में उद्धव जी कहते हैं, वो कहते हैं कि कि त्वयापभुक्ता श्रृगंध वासोलंकार चर्चितः उच्चिष्ट भोजीनो दासास तव मायाम जयेमहि। उद्धव जी को यहाँ पे कहा, मतलब एक बार उनको हरिदास भी कहा जाता है। उद्धव जी को यहाँ पे हरिदास कहा गया है। और उद्धव जी कह रहे हैं कि अगर ये भगवान आपके जो माला है, फूलों की माला, अगर वो कोई सूंघ लेता है, या फिर आपका जो परफ्यूम है वो अगर कोई सूंघ लेता है, आपके क्लोथ्स कोई प्रसादम के रूप में एक्सेप्ट करता है, या फिर आपका प्रसादम, मतलब आपने जो भोग लिया, अगर उसका जो खाना आपने खाया, अगर उस खाने को अगर कोई ले लेता है, तो ये जो मोह माया है उससे ऑटोमेटिकली वो बाहर निकल जाएगा, सिर्फ इन चीजों से। मतलब प्रसादम इतना पावरफुल है कि मोह माया से दूर आने के लिए ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट काम है। मतलब एक प्रसादम खाने से हम मोह माया से बाहर आ सकते हैं। क्या वंडरफुल है ना। तो उद्धव जी का भक्ति जो है, वो कहते हैं कि मैं इतना भक्ति आपके प्रति मेरे को हुआ है क्योंकि आपका प्रसादम मैंने खाया है, उच्चिष्ट मैंने आपका खाया है। तो नारद मुनि जब ये सुने तो उनको लगा कि मैंने इतना सेवा किया है और मैंने भगवान का गुणगान किया है, बट मैंने आज तक प्रसादम नहीं खाया है भगवान का। और यहाँ पे उद्धव जी को देख के लगता है कि उन्होंने टेस्ट किया है तो मेरे को भी तो मिलना चाहिए। तो नारद जी को एक डिजायर आया कि किसी भी तरह मुझे भी इस महाप्रसादम को टेस्ट करना है, क्योंकि उद्धव जी का भक्ति जो है वो बहुत मतलब टॉप मोस्ट भक्ति है। तो मुझे भी भक्ति करने के लिए ये उच्चिष्ट जो है भगवान का मुझे भी चाहिए। तो वैकुंठ चले गए नारद मुनि। तो वैकुंठ में गए और वहां पे कई साल, 12 साल उन्होंने वहां पे लक्ष्मी देवी का सेवा किया। और लक्ष्मी देवी बहुत प्रसन्न होगी, और नारद जी को वहां पे लक्ष्मी देवी पूछती है, वो नारद आपने बहुत अच्छा सेवा किया है, बताओ आपको क्या चाहिए। तो नारद जी कहे कि देखिए लक्ष्मी देवी, अभी पूछना तो नहीं चाहिए, बट मुझे जो है ना भगवान का जो महाप्रसादम है ना, वो भगवान जो खाते हैं खाना, वो खाना मुझे थोड़ा चाहिए। तो लक्ष्मी देवी कहती है कि एक्चुअली तो ये अलाउड नहीं है, बट फिर भी क्योंकि तुमने इतना अच्छा सेवा किया है तो मैं दे दूंगी। मैंने भगवान को प्रॉमिस किया है कि मैं महाप्रसाद किसी को नहीं दूंगी, बट क्योंकि तुमने इतना सेवा किया है तो मैं दे दूंगी। अब ये बात जो है ना, वो जाके नारायण जी को बोलती है कि मैंने जो है, मैं एक्चुअली ऐसे मैंने प्रॉमिस किया है नारद को कि अभी मेरे को प्रसादम देना है नारद जी को। अभी प्रॉमिस तो लक्ष्मी देवी ने नारायण को भी किया था। तो नारायण बोलते, अरे क्या कर दिया तुमने लक्ष्मी देवी, मेरा प्रसादम क्यों उसको अभी देना है, किसी को भी नहीं देना है, मैंने मना किया है। बट अभी लक्ष्मी देवी बोलती है कि मैंने प्रॉमिस कर दिया है। तो नारायण जी बोलते, ठीक है, आपने प्रॉमिस किया देना है ना, तो आप प्रसादम देना, बट मेरे समक्ष नहीं देना, मेरे सामने प्रसादम मत देना। तो लक्ष्मी देवी जो है मानती है, और नारायण के एब्सेंस में जो है वो नारद जी को प्रसादम देती है। और जैसे ही नारद मुनि उस प्रसादम को लेते हैं, छूते हैं, खाने से पहले छूते हैं, उनका बॉडी जो है ना स्पिरिचुअली और भी ट्रांसफॉर्म 100 टाइम्स ग्लो होने लगता है। वो एकदम ब्रिलियंट हो जाता है सिर्फ प्रसादम को छूने से। और उस प्रसादम को खाते हैं और रिलीज करते हैं। और नारद मुनि तो ऐसे भी गुणगान करते हैं, नारायण नारायण, हमेशा वीणा लेके घूमते रहते हैं। और अभी वो प्रसादम लेने के बाद तो उनका एक्सटेसी और भी बढ़ गया। तो उस एक्सटेसी में जो नारद मुनि है, वो नारायण नारायण बोलते वो आगे कैलाश पे। और जब वो कैलाश में आए और वहां पे शिव जी को बोलते कि आज ना मैंने महाप्रसादम लिया, भगवान का महाप्रसादम लिया। और शिव जी देखते हैं, नारद जी आप बहुत एक्सटेसी में हो। हाँ, वो इसलिए क्योंकि आज मैंने प्रसादम लिया है, और देखिए मैं जैसे ही खाया हूँ इतना मेरे को एक्सटेसी हो रहा है। तो शिवजी बोलते हैं कि यस यस, आपको देखने से तो लग रहा है कि आपने प्रसादम खाया है, बट शिवजी कहते हैं कि नारद जी आप इतने खुश होके यहाँ पे आ गए, प्रसादम आपको मिला और आपने थोड़ा भी मेरे लिए नहीं रखा। नारायण का प्रसादम किसी को नहीं मिलता है और अपने अकेले अकेले सब प्रसादम ले लिया, मेरे को अब थोड़ा भी प्रसादम नहीं दिया आपने। तो शिवजी जब ऐसे कहते हैं, नारद जी का जो गर्दन है वो लटक जाता है, मतलब सिर जो है लटक जाता है। उनको लगता है क्या मैंने गलती, वो स्टार्ट फीलिंग गिल्टी कि मैंने शिवजी को बोला इतना और कुछ भी नहीं रखा। और तभी इमीडिएटली नारद मुनि को स्ट्राइक होता है कि हाँ रुको रुको रुको, एक्चुअली ना मेरे पास मेरे बैग में मैंने थोड़ा सा बचा के रखा है प्रसादम। तो वो देखते कि थोड़ा एक वन मॉर्सल ऑफ प्रसादम इज देयर एंड ही टेक्स दैट प्रसादम एंड देन वो प्रसादम नारद मुनि जो है शिवजी को देते हैं। जब शिवजी वो प्रसादम लेते हैं तो शिवजी जो है वो नाचने लगते हैं, मतलब तांडव जैसे हो गया समझो, ऐसे इस तरह से शिवजी नाचने लगते हैं प्रसादम लेने के बाद। एकदम बड़ा कीर्तन हो रहा है वहां पे, इतना कीर्तन हो रहा है। जब शिवजी नाच रहे हैं तो अनंत देव जो है जिनके ऊपर पूरा भूमि रेस्ट करता है, अनंत जी भी नीचे फिसलने लगे। और नीचे फिसलने लगे तो नीचे कुर्म भगवान जो है, कुर्म देव जो है वो अपना सिर विर लेके अंदर बैठे थे। जैसे वो प्रेशर पड़ा, मतलब अनंत देव का जो प्रेशर कुर्म देव पे पड़ा, तो कुर्म भी बाहर आके देखने लगे अनंत देव को, क्या हो रहा है, तुमको इतना नीचे क्यों आ रहे हो। और भूमि देवी जो है पृथ्वी वो बोलने लगी, अरे अगर ये तांडव ऐसे करने लगे शिवजी तो मैं कहीं ना कहीं नहीं रहूं, मैं कहीं की नहीं रहूंगी, इस तरह से। तो शी वॉज रियली वेरी अपसेट कि क्या होगा। तो माँ दुर्गा के पास जाके बोलती कि आप बचा लो, क्योंकि आपके पति अगर ऐसे ही डांस करते रहेंगे तो मैं कहीं की नहीं रहूंगी, आप इमीडिएटली कुछ करो। तो दुर्गा देवी जाके वहां पे बोलती है, शिव जी को पैसिफाई करती है, रुक जाओ, आप इतना नाच रहे हो, क्या हो गया, आप इतना खुश क्यों ऐसे, आज तक मैंने आपको इतना खुश कभी नहीं देखा। तो शिव जी बोलते कि आज मैंने महाप्रसादम खाया है और महाप्रसादम खाने के बाद मेरा भक्ति जो है, मेरा आनंद जो है इतना और बढ़ गया है। तो मैं क्या बोलूं अभी, मेरे मेरे को मैं कुछ एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सकता, मुझे नाचना है। इस तरह से वो बोलते कि आज मैंने बहुत मजा, मेरे को प्रसादम खा के मजा आ गया, विष्णु का प्रसादम खा के मजा आ गया। शिव जी देखो इतना, नारद जी इतना रिलीज करते हैं प्रसादम को। और जब शिव जी ऐसे कहते हैं तो दुर्गा देवी को अभी गुस्सा आ जाता है कि आपने खाया और मेरे को थोड़ा भी प्रसादम नहीं रखा। तो अभी जब दुर्गा माता कहती है कि मैं आपकी अर्धांगिनी हूं, आपने मेरे लिए थोड़ा, मेरे को लगा कि आप मुझे बहुत प्रेम करते हो, और अभी मुझे पता चल रहा है कि आप मुझसे प्रेम नहीं करते हो, क्योंकि अगर आप मेरे को अर्धांगी मानते थे, आपने थोड़ा प्रसाद मेरे लिए भी रखा होता, बट आपने प्रसाद नहीं रखा, आप मेरे को प्रेम नहीं करते। तो शिव जी को प्रॉब्लम, अभी शिव जी वो भी सिर झुका के नीचे, ही स्टार्टेड फीलिंग गिल्टी। फिर तभी शिव जी एक बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टेटमेंट बोल देते हैं, स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टेटमेंट बोलते हैं कि वो बोलते हैं दुर्गा माता को, यू आर नॉट क्वालिफाइड टू हैव महाप्रसादम ऑफ विष्णु। ऐसे बोल देते दुर्गा माता को, बोल देते कि ये ना महाप्रसादम ना तुम पाने के काबिल नहीं हो। तो दुर्गा माता को अभी गुस्सा आ जाता है कि मैं भी वैष्णवी हूं, मैं भी भक्ति करती हूं, विष्णु की इतनी बड़ी मैं परम भक्त हूं, अभी जो है ना आपने कहा कि मैं काबिल नहीं हूं, मैं इंश्योर करूंगी कि ये जो महाप्रसादम है ये सभी को मिले। और ये महाप्रसादम सभी, सिर्फ इंसान को नहीं, ये सभी जैकल्स, मतलब एनिमल्स, डॉग्स, एंड्स, हर एक इंसान को प्रसादम मिले। और विष्णु वहां पे नारद मुनि को देना नहीं चाहते थे, और यहाँ पे दुर्गा माता जो है वो कह रही है कि ये जो महाप्रसादम है विष्णु का सभी को मिले, हर इंसान, कीटाणु, जो भी है जानवर, सभी को महाप्रसादम मिले। और जैसे ही दुर्गा माता ने इसको बोला तो इमीडिएटली विष्णु भगवान वहां पे कैलाश में प्रकट हो गए और बोले कि दुर्गा माता अब रुक जाओ, आपने अभी ये बोल दिया है, ठीक है, आपको प्रसन्न करने के लिए मैं जो हूं ये प्रसादम पूरे विश्व में अवेलेबल करूंगा, क्योंकि आपने बोला है। तो ये जो महाप्रसादम है मैं इंश्योर करूंगा कि ये जगन्नाथपुरी के रूप में, मतलब मैं जब आऊंगा पुरी में जगन्नाथ के रूप में, सभी को प्रसादम मिलेगा, और मेरा प्रसादम पहले आपको मिलेगा, और आपको मिलने के बाद ये सभी को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगा। तो इस तरह से विष्णु कहते हैं क्योंकि आप मेरे परम भक्त हो, आप पूरा का पूरा ये जो ब्रह्मांड है, ये मटेरियल वर्ल्ड है, आप उसको संभालती हो। तो इस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड को संभालने का ये जो जवाबदारी आपने लिया है, जो ये जिम्मेदारी आपने लिया है, तो उसके लिए मैं जो हूं आपका ये विश फुलफिल करूंगा कि ये प्रसादम सभी को मिले। तो इसीलिए अभी भी जब हम जगन्नाथपुरी जाते हैं, तो जगन्नाथ जब भोग मतलब एक्सेप्ट करने के बाद जब प्रसादम होता है, तो उस प्रसादम को पहले बिमला देवी को दिया जाता है, और बिमला देवी इज नन अदर देन दुर्गा देवी, तो उनको दिया जाता है, और उसके बाद वहां से ये सभी को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होता है। तो दिस इज बिकम महाप्रसादम। जब दुर्गा देवी उस प्रसादम को लेती है तो तभी वो महाप्रसादम हो जाता है। तो उस महाप्रसादम को सभी को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया जाता है। तो दिस इज हाउ महाप्रसादम केम इनटू दिस वर्ल्ड। So thanks to Durga Devi, thanks to Narada, thanks to Shivji, that all of them, they did all this so that we can get Mahaprasadam, and so that we get Prasadam and we get purified, just like Uddhava. So we all have that opportunity. It's just that when we eat Prasadam. We should not eat Prasadam. We should honor Prasadam. There is difference. हम लोग जब प्रसादम लेते हैं, हमको प्रसादम खाना नहीं है। भगवान का जो प्रसाद है उसका स्वाद तो है ही है, बट उसको ऑनर करना है, रेस्पेक्टफुली उसको ग्रहण करना है। तो उसको जो है महाप्रसादम, हम लोग जब जाएंगे जगन्नाथपुरी, तो we'll have varieties of things. We will see that how there is everything is transcendental. और जगन्नाथ जी का प्रसादम वहां पे ऐसा है, ब्राह्मण है, शूद्र है, ऐसा कुछ भेदभाव नहीं है। अगर किसी ब्राह्मण को भूख लगा है और वहां पे वो देख रहा है कोई शूद्र प्लेट में खाना प्रसादम खा रहा है जगन्नाथ जी का, ब्राह्मण जो है उसी के प्लेट में से लेके जगन्नाथ जी का प्रसादम खा लेता है। उच्चिष्ट है, वो शूद्र है, कोई बेगर है, बट अगर ब्राह्मण को, पांडा को लगता है कि मेरे को भूख लगा, उसे खाना है, वो जाके उसके प्लेट से खाएगा। वहां पे देयर इज नो कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ झूठा। और जब प्रसादम हम लोग एक प्लेट से अलग प्लेट से दूसरे की प्लेट में भी लेके खाते, उच्चिष्ट खाते हैं, there is no jhuta concept, there is no karma exchange in Jagannath Puri. So that is the beauty of Jagannath Puri's Mahaprasadam. So there is no question of that. Every grain is transcendental, and people follow this even now. When we go to Jagannath Puri, we see people actually follow all this. So of course we are not in that high state that we will go and take prasadam from somebody else's plate and eat it. We are not in that state, but people there will follow, because they know that prasadam is transcendental. prasadam जो है वो त्रिगुण से बाहर है, तो इसीलिए prasadam is so important, right? So today we have understood about the kitchen of Jagannath Puri and how prasadam has come into this world. Tomorrow we will try to understand some other aspects of Jagannath Puri. Okay, hope this was interesting to all of you. And I am sure, like Achyutanji said, he's looking forward to have the Mahaprasadam of Mahaprabhu. I mean, also Jagannath. We will definitely have wonderful Mahaprasadam. Okay. So thank you so much for joining. We will again continue tomorrow. If there is anything, I'll definitely let you know. And today is actually the last day of Kartik month. Today there is a Deepalankara which was there. Today is the last Deepalankara. So before the temple closes, I want to go and have darshan of the Lord. Okay. So thank you so much for joining. We'll meet again. Take care. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Vinodji. Hare Krishna, Hina Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dev. Thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna, Achyutanji. Hare Krishna.